Space, water, power, time, money. You go.
Okay, I was waiting for a... What's up, guys? Welcome to today's video where we are excited to share with you our top must-have tiny items that we've accumulated over the years and that we use day in and day out in our van.
Yes, we've been full-timing for just over 2 years now, and these items are going to save you space, time, water, money,
Frustration?
and whatever else. My name's Aaron. This is my wife, Chris. Who's Irene? And let's get into the video. Next up, we want to talk a little bit about safety and security. We're still working on doing a safety and security while boondocking type of video where we go more in depth on stuff, but I just wanted to mention a few of the items that we do use. So let's go check those out. These two guys right here is a motion alarm and a motion Wi-Fi security camera. We got this Wise security camera quite a while ago. It's not a very high-end one. I think it's 20-25 bucks, but it really gives you that peace of mind, and it works if you leave your hotspot on or have some type of internet on your RV, and then you can connect to it with your phone so you can monitor your RV while you're gone, and also it gives you alerts if there's any types of motion. So it's something that we really like, and there are more high-end ones that maybe are better than this one, but I think for what it does and how much it costs, it's great to have, and it's just makes you feel a little bit more comfortable. If somebody were to break in, I don't just want to have it caught on camera. This is like a siren, so as soon as somebody would pop in here, this siren would go off. And we have more of these around the van, so kind of like more than just, you know, right here in front of you. But as an option, I think that's just a good deterrent for somebody that if they were going to do any mischievous type of activities. I've been testing an outside security camera as well, one that hooks up to a solar panel that we kind of mounted to the roof, and we had it for about a month, and I just wasn't pleased with its connectivity, the way that you connected to it when you were away from it to check it. It kind of took my phone like a long time to connect to it and see it. So that's something I'm still looking at. I really do like outside cameras. So this one had lights on it. It also had motion, and it could connect with a solar panel. So if anybody out there has a good outside security camera system that they like, any suggestions out there, we'd love to hear. Also, I have these hooked up to a USB with a button on it. So you can just easily turn it on and off without having to worry about plugging them in. So that's why I have them mounted this way. I still got to route my wires a little bit better, but these things are pretty cool. I also want to talk about our porch light that we upgraded. You can see here, this is just your typical 12-volt kind of porch light on your patio side that almost all RVs have. This one was already upgraded to like a little smaller LED bulb, like a 912, I think the number was. So it was brighter than a standard halogen bulb, and it did also put off a decent amount of light. But you can see this upgraded motion one, it's way larger, so it puts off a lot more light, and you can see how much bigger the actual LED chipboard is, so it's a lot brighter. So this new motion light you can use as just a standard porch light by just turning it on, or you can put it into motion mode so that at night when somebody walks by or somebody comes close enough, your porch light will go on. So anytime we're boondocking, we definitely have this thing on, and in campgrounds we use it quite a bit too. But if it's a busy campground, the thing's going off all the time, and it is very bright, much brighter than our old one. So we're able to cook out there and utilize our patio quite a bit more. Something else I'm experimenting with is these solar motion lights. They have solar panels on top. Be careful, there are different qualities of these. Monocrystalline over polycrystalline, and these are 120 LED. They make them up to 300. Some of them are a lot smaller. I think I would like the 300 LED ones a little bit better, but these are the same kind of design. They have a motion sensor on them. They charge through the day. They have an internal battery, and the button on these is on the back. Some of them are now putting the button on the front for permanent mounting. But these are kind of cool. They're fairly inexpensive. They come in a pack of 4. I think these were around $30, $35. And so now you can put these all around your RV. You could put it under your RV. You could put it under your engine compartment if you're worried about little critters. You could put it out by your bikes. You can put them to illuminate a path. But having more of these options while out boondocking, I think, is a pretty good idea for how inexpensive these bad boys are. One thing my dad always taught me was that you need to have a good flashlight. And I think even like 10 flashlights is what he likes to have all over in the glove box and different vehicles in your house and your home. So in your RV, you should definitely have some good flashlights. These are rechargeable, adjustable type of flashlights. And you don't want just something cheap, but flashlights can get kind of crazy. I think they're like hundreds of dollars if you get, certain kinds. So we keep one in the front, one in the back, and in the same spot every time, so that your brain always knows where to go to get the light. And having a USB rechargeable one is just nice. You don't have to worry about batteries or anything like that. We like to do a lot of walking out in nature. And so we're out there quite a bit, and you never know what you're going to run into. So we go into bear territory quite a bit. And you've probably seen these type of bear sprays, especially if you're going to like Yellowstone or Montana or those type of areas. There's a lot of bears. Now the large canisters like this, they spray like 35 feet. So that's a really good distance, obviously if you're going to run into a bear. But since we do so much walking, we like to have some smaller ones. And these aren't bear spray. They're like a pepper gel. It's like a self-defense. They sell them on Amazon. I believe these are legal in all of the states. Get them right on Amazon. But the gel kind of helps with, so you don't have like the blowback come into your face. But even something as small as this little guy, I think goes 18 feet. And then the really tiny ones are like maybe 10 feet. But it's just something kind of nice to have, so that if we ever ran into a situation while we're out and about in the middle of nowhere, hiking, walking, these would have a variety of uses that are going to make us feel a little bit better. It's always good to have some type of roadside type of safety gear. So I have a tire repair patch kit that I keep by my spare tire bottle jack. We do have a spare tire on this van. In case you ran into a situation where you just needed to plug a tire quickly, and if you watch on YouTube, you can figure out how to do it pretty quickly. It's not that difficult. It's just, a couple tools and an actual plug. But then you would need to, pump your tire up. So a 12-volt pump like this is pretty nice to have. It's not like the super high-end ones like the Viers that are hundreds of dollars. These are quite a bit cheaper. I think this is only like 30 or 40 bucks on Amazon. But it's enough PSI to pump up a truck tire. And really, how you got to have a lot of dual type of purpose. It's got a light on it. And also, we use this for our bike tires, really is why I got it. And then I'm like, well, I should probably have a secondary use for it and make sure that it works too on our van tires. You can see how tiny this little guy is. The larger Viers are nice, and they do a lot higher PSI for the big trailer tires and things like that. But we just don't have space for a big bag like that. So something like this is just nice to have, and makes you feel a little bit more secure if you did run into a situation with a flat tire. But those are just a couple of the items for safety and security, and we'll get more into that stuff in an additional video. But let's take it back to Chris and check out some of the personal items that we use.
Before we get into the personal items, we almost forgot a really important category, which is organization and storage. So we're going to throw this bonus category in and jump right into our closet, which we did do an entire episode dedicated to our wardrobe closet, which now is our pantry. We have tons of stuff in here, and it is critical that you organize it. So we got these Tupperware containers, which we love because they stack really nice and tidy. You can see through them. They have lids, so they are also rodent proof. If you've ever experienced mice, you know how important that is. So we have a bunch of these containers. We also have a ton of other storage containers throughout our RV. A lot of the containers we actually brought from our apartment life. Some of them we did buy brand new to fit specific areas, but they are scattered throughout. They're in our kitchen, they're in our bedroom, they're in our other wardrobe, they're everywhere. They're up in our upper head bin. Some containers worth highlighting are these Rubbermaid Brilliant containers. I talk about these all the time with our food items. They keep food fresh. Also in this closet, we do have a hardwired motion light, which Aaron installed. It is really great. So anytime we open the door and come in here, it just automatically pops on, automatically turns off. We never have to charge it because it's hardwired, and it is super helpful. We use these tension rods. These are critical for travel to keep these bottles in and anything in place while you're traveling. And we do use our top rod as a paper towel holder. So multi-purpose, multi-functioning. This is super convenient. One of our shelves is dedicated strictly to pots and pans. So we did get these dividers that Janie Jean recommended. So thank you so much. We got large and small, and we do place them in between our pots and pans to protect them. And also when we're driving, it keeps the rattling noise down, which is super annoying. Anytime you can fix a rattle, that's great. Throughout our living area, we have installed these high quality suction hooks. These never fall down, and they match the decor of our existing buttons. So these hooks are great. We put towels on this one. We have sunglasses over on this one. There's another one up above Aaron, which currently has his face mask on it. Sometimes he throws hats on there. It's like quick grab things for us, but these are great because they never fall. I want to say Aaron spent like $20 on these on Amazon. And then in the bathroom, we use hooks. We use a little bit lower quality hooks. Again, just suction. These were cheaper. These fall once in a while, and it could be because of the cheapness of them. It could be because it's a wet bath. There's a lot of variables going on, but these are great too, just to hook anything. We also have hook down there, the command hook. They're awesome because you can move them around. You can figure out what works for you, and they're super affordable. We have another hook, same style back here, that Aaron uses to hang his hoodie sweatshirts on. So they're just scattered everywhere. The squeegee is a must-have for any wet bath. We use this every single time we shower. And we did show this in our wet bath confessions episode. After a shower, you literally just squeegee the walls down all the way top to bottom, get all the water into the drain so that it dries out quicker. One more thing that we need to mention is our vanity area. In our Class B, we literally have one mirror in here that's in our bathroom, and it was a pain in the butt to try to do my makeup there. So Aaron installed this wonderful little mirror here for me. We did play around with the idea of having a full-length mirror, which would be really nice to have, but it just didn't work out with all of the hardware and the obstructions of the door. So we got this little guy in, but what's really great about this setup are these lights. They are removable, they are rechargeable. So this is a magnetic strip that you could literally install anywhere, whether it's up in a different cabinet, different areas of your RV, and like I said, they're motion activated. So they turn on automatically, they turn off automatically, they charge with a USB up there so you can easily recharge them. They do last quite a while, and except when I forget to leave it on, because you can force it on to stay on, or you could toggle it off, or you can toggle it to motion. So it's nice to have those options depending on what you're doing. And this is like my little spa right here. I like this area because, one, it gets me on the other side of the house. Usually when I'm getting ready, Aaron is in the back, so I'm not, you know, smothering him. And then two, I can use this countertop as a vanity countertop to put all the stuff that I'm using, versus when I was trying to do it in the bathroom, I'd be like turning around and just, it was really inefficient and I did not like it at all. So I love this setup. This is a fun one, I think, because I'm a lady, I'm into this type of stuff. We're gonna start with a scale. I did get this scale about, I don't know, 8 months ago. This is a tiny little scale. It's about half of the size of your standard scale. Usually they go about down to here. This was $20 on Amazon. It goes right into my drawer and I'm really glad I got it. Not everybody carries a scale, that's okay, you don't need one, but I like to have one. It keeps me in check. Next, I have my hair dryer. This little guy folds up nice and tiny. While it is a nice small size, it still carries a big watt. This hair dryer, believe it or not, uses more energy than our air conditioner. So I don't always use it. I usually only use it if we're going to meet somebody and I want to look presentable and I don't want wet hair, or if it's like super cold and I don't want my hair to freeze, I will use it. But it is 1875 watts, so it comes in powerful. To help with that, I do carry my hair straightener on board. This is not a tiny size, it's a standard size straightener, but the wattage on this is very low. It comes in at 105 watts. So normally what I do is I'll let my hair air dry and then I'll run the straightener through it. I also have a curling iron, but the straightener is more my everyday look, so I like to use that. We have clippers for Aaron. I do give him haircuts regularly, and this is something that we started prior to van life, and we carried it on board with van life. So it was good that I had some experience there. I am not professionally trained, but he did buy a set of clippers one day and he told me to start watching YouTube videos because he was sick of paying 20 bucks once a week to get his hair cut. And then it ended up working out really well because now I can just cut his hair anytime he wants. I get my hair cut, you know, once every 4 to 6 months on the road. And one thing I did before van life, which I plan to head for, I don't have anything tangible to show you, but I did invest in laser hair removal because I knew that I would not be able to shave my legs on board the van. So I did invest time, I did invest money, and I spent about 9 months getting treatments in various areas, and I'm so glad that I did because now I don't have to worry about shaving my legs in the shower. It saves a ton of water and it makes me a lot more comfortable. So if you are planning ahead and you are being calculated about your RV life, definitely work that in. If you can afford it, you will be grateful that you did, I promise. I recently came across these shampoo bars. This is a shampoo bar, this is a conditioner bar, and I have been using this for about 2 months, so it's a little shrunken down, but a full-size brand new bar is comparable to 2 to 3 bottles of plastic container shampoo. This is really easy to use, it works great, it smells great, it saves the planet, it saves water, it's affordable, it's like a triple winner right there, and I'm really happy I did it. I only use the conditioner bar while we're plugged in at the parks, while we have full water. When we're out boondocking, I will shampoo only, and then I use leave-in conditioners. So I do have a variety of leave-in conditioners. I like the Aveda brand. When I was in Minnesota, I worked there for quite some time, so it is just a loyalty brand of mine that I love, and it smells amazing. And it's a little bit of pampering when you're out roughing it. We have face wipes. Previously, I always washed my face twice a day with the sink water. You don't have luxury of wasting water like that out here. So little things that you take for granted, like washing your face every day. Definitely appreciate that when you can, because now I use face wipes every day. We started off using this Kirkland brand because we shop at Costco. They do work really, really well. We've been using these for over 2 years, and just recently my eyes started to get a little irritated by these ones, so I had to switch to the gentle, fragrance-free, sensitive skin version. These are a little bit more expensive, but they do not aggravate my eyes. So you might be able to get away with different kinds. I have both of them on board now. We also use body wipes. You don't get to shower every time you feel icky, so sometimes you just need a nice little pick-me-up, whether it's wiping down or whatever. Sometimes we use these on our feet too if we come in out of like hiking through the sand and your feet are dirty. Aaron never wears shoes, he never wears socks. He has the dirtiest van life feet I've ever seen, so he's always using these on his feet. Get some just for your feet alone. You gotta get space-saving towels, and we have showed these before as well. This towel is tiny. We have 6 of these towels on board, and they take up about the same amount of space as one big fluffy plush towel. Now, it's not quite the same experience, but wouldn't you rather have multiple clean towels than one big soft dirty one? But the best part about these is it's a full-size towel. So you don't have to feel like you're drying off with a little washcloth. So we really like these. We do have some in gray. I like to use the gray and give Aaron the blue, so that way color coded when you hang up stuff around here, you don't know whose towel is whose. It doesn't really matter. You know, it's not a huge deal, but I would like to keep my own towel and have him keep his own towel. So color coding is a great option if you can get a couple different colors. And then these little hair turbies I love, especially if you have long hair. These newer ones are great because they do really reduce the time it takes to dry. And again, it saves from having a big full towel dedicated to your hair. So lots of tips in the shower and the health and beauty department. And if I missed anything that you have questions on, let me know. And our final category that we saved for last, because so many people just love talking about it, we're going to talk about exercise equipment. With the fitness equipment, we have certainly spent our time honing in on what works best for us. And this is really unique to the individual, what your goals are and what kind of space you're working with. In a small van, we played around with a lot of different things. We have rotated a lot of different equipment. We used to carry dumbbells around, and we actually sent those back into storage just for this van because we don't really have space for getting in and out now that we have our bike racks hitched on the rear garage. That was putting a damper on our dumbbell situation. So we upgraded and we now have 2 sets of Undersun resistance bands. And I also want to say, up until this point in the video, we are not sponsored or paid promoters for any of the products that we have showed you up until this point. And even with Undersun, I am an affiliate with Undersun. However, I got into this by buying my set of bands and I fell in love with them, and then I became an affiliate. Now these bands are great for van life specifically because they are so small. This whole bag comes in at about 4 pounds, and you can see it's like the size of a notebook. It's awesome. You get 5 bands, and this is the biggest one. This is the extra heavy. It goes all the way up to the comparable poundage on this is 120 pounds. So you will definitely get a good workout with the bands. We have 2 sets so that we can do like multi-arm movements, things like that. We use gloves with them. The gloves are very important so that you can get better grips, better lifts, better results. And Undersun now is coming out with some additional stuff that I haven't even played with. I literally just got this stuff in the mail yesterday and I'm super excited. But they came out with a jump rope. I'll be starting to use this, and I'm actually really excited to get some cardio on the spot, like just being outside of our van and just jumping rope, because you don't always want to be running. You don't always know how safe it is. You don't always want to be doing burpees, so it's nice to have another cardio option, which we'll dig into that within the next week or so. They also came out with like some booty bands, some hip bands, so these are some fun things that I'm going to get into as well, and these are also nice and small. We also carry yoga mats. I have 2 kinds of yoga mats to show you. This is a traditional style. This is an Airstream yoga mat with a beautiful design, and it's really high quality. It's nice and thick, and you can see when you roll it up like a traditional yoga mat, it can be a little bit awkward for where do you store this thing. We store it right above where I'm sitting. with our bedding. So usually when we're at an RV park, we'll pull it out, we'll hide it behind our swivel captain's chairs, and we'll leave it up there so we can access it while we're here. Now, Undersun just came out with their sweet little yoga mat. This one folds up into a nice square, so you can put it in a backpack really easily, carry it around with you. You know, they're two totally different styles, so I'm excited to have both and try them out, test them against each other. And I think that this is really cool. If you are limited on space, you can store this in a lot of different areas. So dumbbells are great. Resistance bands are the top winner for us based on our storage. We also use Planet Fitness, and we supplement everything you see here with going to the gym. We did stop going to the gym through COVID. We were absent from the gym for about 9 months, if I were to guess, maybe even 10 months, 11 months, almost a full year. I don't know, it felt like forever. We just started going back to the gym again. So now that we have all this, it really is like a robust program that we can give ourselves. I use a running belt every time I work out, especially if my pants don't have a stash pocket in them. But I love this running belt in particular, this brand. I love it because it has one small pocket, which I put credit cards, driver's license, things like that, and then one big pocket that fits my phone. And I know it looks small, but it does expand out and it can fit a phone in there. These are waterproof too, so if you get stuck in the rain, your stuff won't get wet, and it's super comfortable when you run. It doesn't sag or bounce much at all. So get yourself one of these and you will appreciate it. Another item that I love and recommend is a step tracker. I have a Fitbit, but you do not need to get an expensive watch. My sister gifted this to me. I was really frugal and I used the app on my phone for a really long time. Most smartphones come with a free app that you can use to step track, and it's great. Another thing that you can do is get one of the chest straps, like the Polar heart rate monitors. Those are an option as well. They do come in cheaper than a lot of the watches, but between those three options, there's something that works for you. And I think the key is with RVers and van lifers, when you're sitting all day, it's really, really hard to get movement in unless you're actively monitoring it and putting a goal in place that you strive for every day. So Erin and I, we have a goal of 10,000 steps. Sometimes we come in way higher, sometimes we come in a little bit under, but what you look at is your average, and get out there and move, preferably in the morning, to get it done and get up and out. So watch your steps, keep tracking, and get going. And thank you so much for watching today. We appreciate your support, and we appreciate you joining in to see what we use. We've tested it, we've tried it, and this is what we stand by. So we will catch you next time.
Sliding since I don't remember when.